Did you really offer Tony Yayo millions of dollars to not do Vlad TV interviews?
I didn't want him to do it. He always says some stuff I wouldn't say. Like, I don't know why he's doing it. It's not enough involved in it for him to have to say that.
50 got stabbed that day, right? He didn't get stabbed, right?
So I'm on like United in first class, and 50 Cent walks in. I'm like, oh shit, we haven't seen each other in like 10 years. You know, like in the last interview with Yayo, I was like, oh, 50 Cent hates you. We're not gonna do interviews anymore until you know 50 Cent gonna pay me millions to do it.
Quit talking to that Vlad dude. He's a Fed. That's 50 Cent sending a clear warning to every rapper in the game. After reports that DJ Vlad allegedly tried to set up comedian Godfrey, 50 has been dropping evidence, calling out Vlad's deep TI to federal authorities and the influential figures quietly pulling strings in the entertainment industry.
And I guess you and your friend stole something from a store and you tried running from the police?
Yeah, that was the first time, bro. Damn, how the know this shit? What the God damn.
I'm the feds, man. I'm the feds. I know everything.
Yeah, bro.
DJ Vlad rose to prominence by presenting himself as a voice for the culture, interviewing rappers, insiders, and street legends. But behind the scenes, there are claims he's maintained close relationships with federal agencies for years, allegedly using his platform as a subtle trap to get black artists caught up. And it's not limited to musicians. Sources say he even attempted to target Godfrey. When that failed, he brought in names like Aries Spears and Lord Yamar to criticize him publicly. Vlad may have tried to spin the backlash, but his public image is beginning to crack, and now 50 is shining a light on what's behind it.
And he is right there, sitting there, taking photos with Vlad.
He
Damn near have the same shorts on.
Lord Jamar! It's been 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I feel sorry for him because there was
Yeah, you gotta sell something.
But the
Like a soul.
Yeah, you gotta sell.
Like, how much does a soul cost?
50 is urging everyone to avoid Vlad TV entirely. According to him, Ukrainian-born Vladislav Lyubovny, better known as DJ Vlad, is neither a legitimate DJ nor a real journalist.
This is DJ Vlad. I only bring this up because everybody doesn't know who he is. His name is Vlad, so, it should, hit your mind like this is what a Vlad could look like. But people don't be thinking that. They be like, this is Vlad, and some people know. Maybe you did, but if you didn't know this is what DJ Vlad looked like, this is what he looked like.
In 50's view, Vlad is an industry plant working not only with the government, but also for the unseen forces influencing the entire system. While it might sound like a far-fetched theory to some, 50 insists the evidence is both real and troubling. He even says Vlad is such a liability that he once offered money to keep people away from him, claiming he told Tony Yayo he paid millions just to ensure he never sat down for a Vlad interview. And 50 didn't stop there. He pressured Vlad to remove an entire video featuring Cal Dawson discussing the night 50 was shot back in 2000. The video was titled, "Cal Dawson was in the car when 50 Cent got shot 9 times, Cal got shot also, Part 3.
Did you really offer Tony Yayo millions of dollars to not do Vlad TV interviews?
I didn't want him to do it. He always says some stuff I wouldn't say. Like, I don't know why he's doing it. It's not enough involved in it for him to have to say that.
You be calling him after like, yo, why did you?
I don't know why you're talking about it. Like, what's wrong? You have to stop it, bro. You have to find other things to do.
When 50 found out, he posted the screenshot on Instagram, stamped it with the word fraudulent, and demanded, "I want this video taken down now." In his view, whatever Vlad did, he knew it was wrong. The clip disappeared almost immediately. But the situation with Godfrey revealed even more about Vlad's questionable actions. It dates back to 2020 when Vlad interviewed DL Hughley and took aim at Minister Louis Farrakhan. Vlad misrepresented Farrakhan's words, claiming he called all Jewish people Satan and encouraged throwing rocks at them. In reality, Farrakhan was speaking metaphorically, urging people to use the stone of truth against those falsely claiming to be the true Jews. Still, Vlad's framing sparked major controversy.
I feel this is coming off the heels of Farrakhan's 4th of July speech, where he said, those of you that say you're Jews, I will not give you the honor of calling you a Jew. You're not a Jew. You're so-called, you're Satan. And it's my job now to pull the cover off of Satan. And he went on to say, like, every Muslim, when they see a fake Jew, grab a rock. And this is kind of what I feel is the energy, and a lot of people look up to Farrakhan.
High-profile voices called Vlad out for spreading false statements. Godfrey was among the most outspoken, insisting Vlad's misquote wasn't accidental, arguing that he was intentionally pushing division within the black community.
Those of you that say that you are Jews, I will not even give you the honor of calling you a Jew. You're not a Jew. You're so-called. When you know who Satan is, you don't have to kill him, no. The stone of truth. See, that's what you throw. We cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth.
Godfrey took to social media, posting a video with the caption, "Vlad TV is canceled. We have to protect our culture from vultures."
That's like me lying on Rush Limbaugh. Let's say Rush Limbaugh. You know Rush. He racist. But if I go, Rush Limbaugh said that he wants everybody, all the black people to die. If I lied, I owe him an apology. He didn't say that. Period. He didn't say it. You know what I mean? You can't just be and that's a dangerous thing. And I'm gonna tell you one thing. I would rather have the NOI on my side.
Yeah.
I'll take the Nation of Islam any goddamn day.
He later announced a partnership with Lord Yamar, My Son the General, and Royce.59 to officially boycott Vlad TV, criticizing him for refusing to apologize after spreading false and disrespectful claims about Minister Farrakhan. Godfrey then shared a detail many were unaware of. DJ Vlad is married to a black woman, yet still profits from content that highlights negativity and pain in the black community.
Me, Lord Jamar, My Son the General, and Royce the 5'9" from Eminem's camp, we've all decided to join forces and just stop doing Vlad TV. If you guys don't know Vlad TV, it's on YouTube. It's an interview show, pretty much an urban interview show, because most of the people he's interviewed for the past 10 years have been all black people. Not too long ago, he made some statements about Minister Farrakhan which weren't true and were not fair, even if you don't like him. And as a Jewish man, he feels that Farrakhan insults his people. Fine. You can feel the way you want to feel, but lying on people does not work. That's not cool. I don't care who it was. It could have been Maxine Waters. It could have been Al Sharpton's corny. But you lie on somebody and then you get the truth told to you and you end up being looking. You should apologize. Issue an apology. Even big companies that black people all the time issue apologies so they can get that money. You know, we need to stand on code, protect our culture, just like Vlad decided not to apologize. He wants to protect his culture, okay? So we stood on ours. So we are not going to, we unsubscribe to Vlad. You all should unsubscribe to Vlad. If you're African-American, you have some integrity.
Things took another turn when Lord Yamar, who had initially stood with Godfrey in criticizing Vlad for not apologizing, started to shift his stance. Both men had been frequent guests on Vlad TV, and Yamar originally agreed that boycotting was the only way to stay true to their principles. But when it came time to stick to that decision, Godfrey was the only one who remained committed.
You know, you can't just, you know, it's everybody, you know, you can date black women and marry them and all of a sudden you can't respect us. No, I'm getting a little tired of that. Getting a little tired of being used monetarily and you. That's any culture protects their culture. If black people say anything bad about any culture, we have to apologize right away, just like Nick Cannon did, right? So I think if you insult us, you should apologize to us. We are not animals. We are not some amusement fucking ride that you can get on when you want to. Well, this ride is derailing. For his decision. No hate, just business.
Yamar eventually returned to Vlad TV for interviews and collaborations. To make matters worse, he joined Vlad in mocking Godfrey, questioning his loyalty. Vlad then used his usual tactic, reframing a black man's words, this time claiming Godfrey had disrespected his family. Supporters quickly saw through it, recognizing Yamar's return and his comments about Godfrey as a clear contradiction of his earlier stance. Adding to the criticism, Yamar reached out to Vlad, a white man, to reconcile, yet never contacted Godfrey, who had not wronged him.
I actually ran into Godfrey a week or two earlier, and you know, I'm there, you know, my security's with me. So as I see he's coming out, you know, we both stand up And, you know, he's walking by. I said, "What's up, Godfrey?" The first thing he does is put out his hand and shake my hand. And as I'm shaking his hand, I said, "You and I need to talk." I looked Godfrey in the eyes, you know, as we're shaking hands, and I said, we need to talk. He goes, "Okay." And he runs off real quick.
Never to be seen.
Well, I know somebody that still talks to him, so that person gave me his current phone number. So I texted him and I said, "Yo, this is Vlad. We need to talk." And he never responded.
Hey. Yeah. I can't speak for him.
Well, you and him just had a falling out.
Yeah. I don't even want to get into it, man, because he's, you know, he's just not a solid dude, man. I always had I knew from the minute he said, "Oh, let's just take a break." And we discussed, we didn't say nothing about no breaks.
The interview itself was uncomfortable to watch, with Vlad smiling as Yamar agreed with nearly everything he said, treating it as if it were fact. And here's the key point.
Because I feel like he was the most outspoken. He was the one that was doing interviews saying I should be canceled and talking about my family and stuff like that. So if anyone should have a conversation with me, I think it should be him. But clearly, for whatever reason, he doesn't want to have that conversation.
Yamar was the same person who once claimed that Godfrey would be the first to return to Vlad. Naturally, Godfrey addressed this, reminded him of his own words, and called it what it was selling out. But the tension goes beyond that. When Godfrey was still appearing on Vlad TV, he openly told Vlad that he didn't believe he genuinely liked black people. One moment that stood out was when Vlad argued that America would go broke if it paid reparations to black citizens. Godfrey pushed back, noting how the U.S. never hesitates to spend trillions on defense or send large sums to certain international allies. This context makes it clearer why 50 Cent says he spent millions to keep his associates off Vlad's platform. It's not just about repeated disrespect, it's also about the allegations of deep connections to law enforcement and claims that Vlad's actions contribute to incarcerating black men. For years, rappers have stepped onto Vlad TV thinking it was a typical interview, only to face questions so precise it seemed as if he had their case files in front of him. He would bring up old charges, unresolved street conflicts, and even names that had never been mentioned publicly details. He had no clear reason to know unless he had direct TIs to authorities.
No, what I'm saying is
tens of millions of people, of black people.
Of black people,
okay,
who would get that.
Yeah.
It would bankrupt the whole country.
It would bankrupt the whole country, but for the people that built the country to make you the money.
Yeah.
You understand? You know, all of a sudden now you worried about being bankrupt when you spend trillions of dollars on defense, trillions of dollars on unnecessary, trillions of dollars to send black men, especially to jail, trillions of dollars to up our whole country, trillions of dollars to food up, the air up, the water up, trillions of dollars to make people sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker in this country, but you mad? We don't have the money because, and this is what I think, and this is what I believe, you just don't like black people. Plain and simple, you do not like black people.
Take the instance where Vlad somehow knew little Baby had fought a white inmate in prison, something Baby had never shared publicly. Then there's his habit of telling guests, "I think you said it," which many view as a classic law enforcement tactic. It's meant to make someone second guess themselves, steering attention away from the real question. Some artists, like Lil Woody, have already caught on. He's openly stated he's certain Vlad works with federal authorities because of how he frames his questions, and it's not only rappers. There was the time Agent Vlad tried to coax Mike Tyson into naming his street connections, or when he targeted a black female professor at Princeton University, putting her career at risk. That incident began when Vlad inserted himself into the Kendrick versus Drake feud and criticized Kendrick's Not Like Us track, saying it needed a better mix. In response, Professor Morgan Jerkins tweeted, "You are white. This is a black folk affair." Instead of leaving it there, Vlad tagged Princeton's official account and wrote, "Wait, so a professor at Princeton is telling me a white person shouldn't be allowed to speak on hip-hop? Is that how you talk to your students?"
Okay, you got into a fight with a white dude.
Exactly.
Was it like a racist thing? Was it like whites and blacks kind of clicked up in there?
How you know that?
That's just how prison is most times.
I'm telling you, how you know I got into it with a white dude though?
When you come out the streets, we got real spider sense. and they go off. They tell her, like, yeah, something ain't right. So I'm like, cool. As soon as I get there, I shake Vlad's hand, something ain't right. When I sat down and started talking to Vlad, Vlad knew how to ask questions the same way the police did. Like my whole childhood, I watched cops. I watch how the police.
First 48.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, I know their strategy. And then when Vlad asked me a certain question and I lied to him, I saw the look in his eyes. I thought he got mad. So I lied. It was over with for me. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, he the police. There's nothing nobody else could tell me.
But he didn't stop. After Jerkins clarified she meant the conversation should center Black voices, Vlad replied, "Don't try to change your words now. I'll be reaching out to Princeton about this on Monday." This was widely seen as a threat to contact her employer over a tweet. The irony, not long after, Vlad criticized Nicki Minaj for taking aim at Roc Nation, replying to one of her posts on X with "Snitchy Minaj." The responses came quickly, with one person pointing out, "You literally bring rappers on your platform because you're an informant. Vlad's pattern isn't new, it goes back years." Many have pointed out how his interviews often seem to align with law enforcement interests. Artists sit down thinking they're just there to promote music, and the next week, they're trending because something they said shows up in a police report. Even Boozy has commented that Vlad's questions sound more like those from a detective than a journalist. And it's not only the questions, it's also about the timing and the people he chooses to focus on.
Zip was kind of the go-between like Puffy and all the Southside Crips.
Maybe.
You know, what is it, you know, here you are, this multimillionaire, and, you know, it seems like you've always been attracted to the guys that are still in the streets to a certain degree. Do you think that's a fair statement?
You think I'm attracted to them?
Well, not attracted to them, but I mean, you like having them around. You're friends with them. And you
think I like having them around?
I'm just asking.
You think I'm friends? What do you think? You think I like having them around?
You just spoke nicely about Zip, so I just thought.
Yeah. You know who these guys are? When you talk, what do you say about me? I'm this big, whatever I am, right? But you know who those guys are? Those are the guys that when whoever I am is a nobody. Those are the guys that live in the same building with me. They give my mother salt or sugar if they need, or milk. They're the same guys.
It's almost always Black artists with active cases or street rumors, not mainstream white celebrities with their own controversies. This raises a bigger question. Why do so many in the industry still work with him? Some believe it's because Vlad has powerful financial backers and media connections that can influence careers. Others think certain rappers continue appearing because they're already cooperating in other ways, so what they say on camera doesn't matter. Either way, 50 Cent's warning sounds less like paranoia and more like practical advice. Vlad doesn't just ask general questions. He comes with dates, names, addresses, and details you wouldn't find through a simple search. If that information isn't from public sources, where does it come from? This is why 50 is willing to spend millions to keep his circle away from that platform. To him, every Vlad interview is a potential risk, and once you sit down, you're already in the crosshairs. It's clear that DJ Vlad isn't just a harmless interviewer. From misrepresenting statements to stirring conflict, from threatening jobs to probing into street politics, he's been involved in risky territory for years. What's surprising is that major names still agree to appear whether they don't see the danger or believe they can avoid it. But one fact remains, the moment you sit on that couch, you're giving Vlad material he can edit, spin, or pass along to others behind the scenes. That's why 50 Cent isn't just making statements, he's putting money on the table to keep his people off the show. In his view, Vlad is more than a media figure. He's an industry plant with direct ties to powerful forces. And given how many careers and lives have taken a hit after those friendly interviews, it's hard to dismiss it as coincidence. This isn't the type of game anyone should want to play. People have even reminded others how Vlad went straight to the authorities after Rick Ross allegedly sent someone to confront him. One commenter put it bluntly, "You and your boss Jay-Z have a known CIA informant as your CEO. Nobody cares about snitching, not even you. Stay out of Black folks' business. Don't make us call Rick Ross." But here's where it gets more serious. Industry chatter claims Vlad's next focus could be 50 Cent himself. The rumor is he's planning to provoke 50 into legal trouble or stir up conflict to bring him down. Why? Because Vlad isn't just running a YouTube channel, he's seen by some as a voice for powerful figures behind the scenes, using his platform to influence and silence major voices in hip-hop.so. The next time you see your favorite artist in that all-white studio with the black couch, consider this: are they just doing an interview or stepping into a setup? And if Vlad believes he can target 50 Cent without consequences, he may be walking into a challenge he's not prepared for. If you've been following this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like button, and share this video.